Hello everybody, another one of Ivan's boring videos. Huge sigh and groan. Well, 4 of us have decided to come up to Dartmoor to have a camp for the weekend. Go and investigate an old ghost story. Trevor's finally made it up from Plymouth. This is his setup. Oops. And this is me in the ditch where I belong. No, don't worry if it does pour with rain, I won't get wet. And then Adam swinging beside. He's actually got an attic now, or a loft, or whatever you call it. Try not to trip over the guy ropes. And we've chosen this area more so that we'd had a Douglas tree blow over, so that provided us with a lot of work, but fantastic unnecessarily big fire for us to warm and cook with for the weekend. With Adam, and Pipe, and Al. There's Alistair's setup. He does strange things with a DD tarp. Not much roof space, so if you're a midget, this sort of setup's perfect. Oh, might rifle his gear later. Hasn't washed up. Yeah, so there we are, right on the edge of the moor, the top of a little wood. A little bit of a panorama. Reasonably lucky with the weather. A bit windy, a bit cold last night. And that's sort of a very fine rain. So we're just planning a walk to find the ghost story of the black dog in the Deanburn Woods. So we'll be following the source of a stream from Dartmoor all the way down to Dean Prior. That was the Douglas. And the root plate has flopped back down again. Not entirely, but as you can see, and it was hooked up in all that goat willow and resting in the top of that birch. And another reason for us coming up this weekend was to do a spot of birch tapping, which has been relatively successful. We all managed to have a taste yesterday, and so we've, or Adam has rather, set up in this little birch tree here, and then while we're away for the afternoon on our walk, when we come back, fingers crossed, that little bag will be full of nice tasting bag or whatever it is, yeah, with Swedish Army Trangia, yes, yeah, whatever. That thing. So we had a beautiful fire last night, fantastic bit of grub, all slept like babies, and there'll be some more when we start the walk. So here we are, start of the walk, at the source of what they call the Deanburn, which is a small stream that springs just up there the other side of that boundary on the moor, which is actually the pure water feed for my site. And the intention is to try and follow it all the way to the bottom down at Dean Prior, encompassing this ghost story I was telling you about. A little bit of interesting on the way for some of you. I think you'll agree that's fox scat. I'm sure somebody will put me right if I'm wrong. See in the distance the lads are on their way, so I've got to catch them up. I'm going to try not to make this as boring as some of my videos are without filming endless joggy walking. So the next time we find something interesting, we'll be back. Day's improving a little bit. Anyway, back in a little while. Here we are, a bit further along the walk. Little stream running off. Lovely old granite clapper bridge. And the boys. Very strange setup here. Must be for animal movements. Lots of dead wood and a stand of Scots pine. Yeah. There we are, we're heading up there next.
Strip the middle piece, but
shows how strong they are, doesn't it?
Must be quite light as well, I suppose. Must be probably.
So, we've come from over there, and we're now in a A little plantation skirting the outside of a massive country estate, and we're sort of heading over there into those fields, and with that sort of defined path, going to follow that down right to the valley, pick the river up again. And there's the chaps, and sometimes you can be fooled in Dartmoor by thinking the most direct route is the easiest, but it isn't. So we're going to do the sensible thing and follow the contours, get down to the path, although it does quite clearly from here look like we're going a long way out of our way. I know from experience. Otherwise this will be wet and tussocky. There we are, that's where we've been. We started over there, and you can see on the horizon I might even try the same thing. Oop, not too fast. So the hill on the left is Poopers. So it's where we sort of circled to come around and start. And we did sort of cut across the valley over to that stand over there, which we investigated a few weeks ago, thinking it was going to be a fantastic wild camping spot, but no. And then along this shaven path, which is called Lambsdown, the boundary to the old estate, panorama swing round. Very lucky today with the weather, a bit cloudy, bit of blue around, and we're off along this shaven path. There's the boys, as far as you can see in the distance, to drop down to rejoin the Dean Burn and try and find out where it ends out. Well, we know where it ends out really, it's just whether we can do it. You can do it by road, I've never done it by foot. Right, we've dropped down across that last path I showed you, which has brought us through this gate and down to this path. Lovely old Clapper Bridge across the river, and also a ford for the animals and farm equipment. So we've managed to rejoin the Dean Burn, which is now turned into quite a little river compared to what it is way back up on the moors at its source, of course. Look at that, the Clapper Bridge. Two-piece, hooge, as they say. That's really pretty. I think this is where the actual adventure begins, following that baby. Right, we followed the river down some distance, which is over there. We found this old pipeline and concrete bunker, which is strange. The lads are down there in the woods having their lunch, and then I spied this, I think it's badger set. Seen a couple of latrines, lots of paths in. Boy, they can shift some earth when they want to. That is some mound. I don't know if you can see that. And then lots of paths off into the woods. If this wasn't such a steep-sided valley, I'm sure it would be more intensely used. Lots of fresh diggings here, the lower side of the mound. It's difficult to get an idea of scale. That is some mound. And then we'll go down and have a look at this concrete bunker thing. Sort of sluices off, maybe a water treatment plant, I don't know. Not that the water needs treating up here. Pipe along there leads into that. Weird. And then the remnants of a corrugated iron shed. And back round to the lads with their lunch. Oh, what a fantastic woods. bit more later.
They're quite distinctive, aren't
Right, here we are, down the valley, a little bit further down. Some of the going's been a bit treacherous. But crikey, pretty dramatic. Cliff faces. Right up how some of these trees get a hold on this bank is beyond me. And we've been lucky enough to spot a little bit of otter poo. But we're so far off the beaten track, this is possibly where you would expect to see some, because it's pretty wild. Another trip down here in the summer, I think. Yeah, we found a fallen tree across the river, and as you know, Alistair used to be a professional trapeze artist. Yeah, well done. And what we did realise, after he'd walked across it, if you look closely, somebody cut halfway through it. So he's got nothing to worry about since he's been going to Weight Watchers. Fortunately, as the valley progresses, we found a professional ride cut in for timber extraction. So we've got a choice: up there, across the river, follow the river down, or up there. And I think the consensus of opinion is up there. Bark? You're not a dog, Adam. Was it cherry?
Wood lice?
Yeah.
Little wood lice and slugs.
Lunch. Turn it over then.
Oh, I'm warm.
No. A bit more film of the rides. A lot deeper into the wood, making our way back downhill towards the waterline. Bit of birch thinning up on the hill there. Don't know if you can see that. Oh, I'm getting good at this zooming business without making me feel sick. Look. Oh, I feel sick myself. And lovely little spots down by the river again, where we're on our way. Fantastic little camping areas. Yeah.
What sort of pine is it?
Douglas. Yeah. There's larch, European larch, all sorts of bits and bobs. Norway spruce. Right, we've come to the lowest point back down by the river, and there's some quite serious forest operations happening down here. Quite a modern bridge. We've got a feeling that this could be Hounds Pool. It's sort of rather open knot, but according to the map and the reference to cascading water, it could well be. As you can see, there is serious forest operations going on here. There's Alistair checking out our new firewood pile for the next meet. We'll try and come down here. See if we can get a scale of this. I don't know. But we'll venture on, because we're still dropping down where we need to get. And, try and find something else. Well, this is some bit of kit. Yeah, nice stack of timber. Well, I've done a bit of this in the past, so I know just how hard a work this is. Steam cleaner, that's what that water supply's for. It's a pressure washer.
Yeah. They got the cover off the fan.
Oh yeah, the starter, yeah.
Another trailer through there, I think. What they've done.
Oh yeah, oh look at that one, another trailer in the woods.
Yeah, that's where
I don't know if you can see that. Whoops, there he is. Yeah, right, let's get somebody get the tractor started then. Get all this firewood for the next meet loaded up.
Yeah, should be a pull cord on here. Spin with that round.
Yeah, kicking
Any stinky old softwood anyway, nobody likes that. That looks a bit more interesting down through there.
Connecting flange, Buster.
Give a little hydraulic.
I think no, it's the Ossilis and Giggle Pin's gone on this one. He's got warm and burnt out, look. No, it's the undercam hang dangler, isn't it?
Are you filming it?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know, why not? Listen, it's all part of our adventure and our journey. Look at that, where this tractor driver had enough, look. Goodbye, cruel world. Just drove right into the river, look. What's the matter with him? Probably retrieved one of his logs. Oh, it's steep up through there. I'm glad we haven't got to walk up there. How much is filtered sun? That's it. Pull in, right, but straight back, chest in, cute. No, chest out, innit? Tummy in. Professional bushcrafters. So, then we come round the corner, and then there's just a little pile of wood here. I think it's probably the biggest pile of wood I've ever seen. Which sort of proves to me a bit that the mills may be possibly messing them about by not wanting to take it. That's why there's so much here with this access. And the weight they're going to lose with all this drying out, because it's done by cubic metre. But look, it goes on for, well, ages. We'll have another look down the bottom. Well, we got back from the walk, all suitably refreshed and yes, and now it's time for beer around the fire and a little bit of food preparation. There's the grill with a grub on the go.
Beer grill.
Beer grills, yeah. There's the vegetables, and to be accompanied by what chairs.
Is it growing live?
Oh, Alistair's going to eat leaves. Salad dodger. It's unfortunate we do have a vegetarian with us. So he's bought boiled eggs and nut roast. Fantastic. Oh yeah, and we went down to the local organic farm because it was their day off, and we just borrowed a couple of sweets. That's a turnip for the books. Been a fantastic day, better weather than we could have imagined.
More water in there? I don't know, how am I going to clean this? Have we got a bowl or nothing?
Well yeah, but it's in the, don't use that word. I was just going to pour a bit of boiling water on it. You're so fussy. Have you not stayed out in the woods before?
Do you want a scourer?
He's got one. You've got a scourer, haven't you? That'll do it.
You got one here, have you?
Yeah.
No, 2 ears. That's right, it used to be nice and short to clean it.
I think you'll notice everyone's tarp and shelter has got a little lower to the ground after last night's wind and bit of driving rain. With clear skies today, which is fantastic, just means it may be a little bit chillier.
Wow, look at that bad boy.
What do you think of our nice 6'6" small folding camping table? Look a bit of a fool with that in your pack.